Hi there, I'm Lucy from Japan, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about the bully that Kei Mako did to his classmate when he was a student. As you know, he is the husband of Japanese ex-Princess Mako, and they are now living in New York. And from this episode, I hope you would understand his personality and why so many Japanese opposed to this marriage. And Kei Mako has passed New York State bar exam at his third attempt in last October, and now he is going to be an attorney if the character and fitness interview goes well. I want all of you to think about if he is suitable to be an attorney who needs to work for justice. And in this video, I will also talk about the episode that ex-Princess Mako made a flying kick to her classmate when she was a student of elementary school. And according to the weekly tabloid, there were 2 cases of bullying of Kei Mako in his elementary school years and 1 case in his junior and senior high school years. Okay, let's start with Kei Mako's bullying in elementary school years. Case 1. Kei Mako bullied his classmate in elementary school. This episode was reported in the article of Weekly Bunshun Digital dated May 9, 2021. It was revealed that Kei Mako had been a bully to his classmate during his elementary school days, and I will call this classmate as Mr. A hereafter. Mr. A was so traumatized by the bullying at the time that he still cannot get it out of his head. And since the press conference of Mako and Kei's unofficial engagement in 2017, the media requested interviews with him as a classmate of Mr. Mako's. Media wanted to get some information about Kei Mako's school days, but Mr. A was embarrassed. Mr. A said, "I thought about asking him directly whether I should talk to the media about what happened or not. At the very least, I hoped he would apologize now." Mr. A then used a messaging app to contact Kei Mako. However, there were no apology from Kei Mako, and the message was read but ignored. Mr. A was a classmate of Kei Mako's Kunitachi College of Music Elementary School. Kunitachi College of Music Elementary School is a school for children who aim to become professional musicians, and most of the students are girls, with only 6 boys per class. Since there were only 2 classes, the boys were a small community. Most of the students were from wealthy families. He was a good friend with Kei Mako until the 5th grade of elementary school. And after the death of Kei Mako's father, he started bullying Mr. A. After the death of Kei Mako's father, the Mako mother and son moved back to their condominium in Yokohama from the apartment of Kunitachi, and Mr. A started commuting to school by train with Kei Mako. It seems that the bullying began before the summer of their 5th grade year. One day they made an appointment as usual to meet at the train car for school, but Kei Mako did not show up at the time and place he's supposed to be. But when he got off the train at Kunitachi Station, Kei was there, and he and the leader of the bully group were laughing at Mr. A together. Such kind of harassment happened every day. Kei Mako was amused to see Mr. A looking for him on a train, hiding from the next car. After that, Kei suddenly ignored Mr. A and gave him nicknames that made fun of his appearance. He didn't like being with Kei and his friends, so he started hiding in the library. But they found it amusing, and when they found him out, they would sing loudly from behind the bookshelves, making fun of his nickname so that Mr. A could hear it. Their harassment gradually escalated, and after the summer vacation, Mr. A's school supplies such as sewing tools, scissors, and other personal belongings were often missing. Mr. A, Kei Mako, and the leader of the bully were all belongs to the same soccer club. They used to say that they were going to practice soccer and they would make him stand up as a goalkeeper and shot the balls at him from close distance all at once. He didn't like playing soccer with them, so when he was practicing in a schoolyard during break time with other classmates, he would shout from the classroom window, "Don't come to school and you're disgusting," they yelled at him. Kei and the leader had a lot of influence to other classmates, and not only in the same class, but even the boys in the next class played the bully at him. Sometimes the teacher in the next class warned them, but the bullying never stopped. He started missing school more often. The bullying of Mr. A continued until he graduated from elementary school. There was an option for Mr. A to go to the Kunitachi College of Music Junior High School, but he decided to go to another junior high school. Mr. A was still suffering from the mental health when he was a university student, so he went to counseling and was diagnosed by his doctor as being most likely caused by his childhood experiences. Case 2. Kei Komuro bullied his underclassmate in elementary school. This episode was reported in the article of Weekly Bunshun Digital dated January 21, 2021. Kei Komuro was furious over a painting by a young girl. There was a girl 2 grades younger than Kei Komuro who commuted to school on the same route as Kei Komuro. I call her as Girl B hereafter. And she is a good painter. One day her drawing was praised by the teacher, but at the break time Kei Komuro took the picture away, stomped on it with his foot, and defaced it. I believe that Kei Komuro was so jealous because he was also learning painting at the time, but not as good as her. Girl B, who had her drawing stomped on by Kei Komuro, went home and reported it to her mother, who called Kayo Komuro. Then she was outraged and said, "There's no way my son would do such a thing." The school official said that even if she was outraged, she would have asked her son first about what happened. According to the interview with Girl B's parents, it is a long time ago when their daughter was in elementary school, and they want to forget that unhappy memory. It is true that they felt uncomfortable. Kayo did not admit to the bullying at first, but eventually admitted and apologized because there were other students around her who witnessed it. Case 3. Kei Komuro bullied his female classmate in junior and senior high school. This episode was reported in the article of Weekly Bunshun Digital dated December 31, 2020 and January 7, 2021. Kei Komuro went to Canadian International School after graduating from elementary school. The magazine's reporter has learned that a female student in his junior and senior high school class had dropped out of high school because of bullying by Kei Komuro and others. Kei Komuro attended Canadian International School, a private school that opened in 1999 and offers an integrated education from kindergarten to high school. Canadian International School will be called as CIS hereafter. A CIS official revealed what Kei Komuro was like at the school. Kei Komuro, along with other male students, used to bully female students in his class during his junior and senior high school years. The female students suffered from the bullying and dropped out of school at the end of her first year of high school. At the time, 5 Japanese boys formed a bully group, and Mr. Shi and Kei Komuro were the 2 top in the group. Mr. Shi was good at sports and was the boss of the class, while Kei Komuro was always by his side, acting as his assistant. One of his classmates was a female student named Yu Naito. This name is pseudonym to protect her privacy and a kind of fake name. And Mr. Shi and Kei Komuro began harassing her in the first year of junior high school, resulting in 4 years of insidious bullying. Here is a report what kind of bully was made on her. Together with other male students, Kei Komuro said to Miss Naito, "Oh, a pig passed by," and he imitated a pig squeal like oing oing. And he circulated the letters about her with the word fat, ugly, and pig around the class. And when Miss Naito sat down on a chair, Kei Komuro said "thud" in response. The bullying of Kei Komuro and other boys escalated when they entered high school. Taking advantage of the fact that the teachers and other foreign students did not understand Japanese, they began to verbally abuse Miss Naito with impunity. According to the magazine's interview with Miss Naito, she said, "It is an undeniable fact that I dropped out of school because of bullying I received from Kei Komuro and Mr. Shi. After I dropped out of school, I was forced to withdraw from school and shut in my house. I was so afraid I couldn't go out for 2 years. I believe that Kei Komuro ruined my life." The magazine reporter asked Mr. Komuro and Mr. Shi to confirm the fact, but they did not respond. Case 4. The episode ex-Princess Mako jump kicking on a classmate. This information is from Weekly Tabloid, dated September 14, 2006. A parent of one of Mako's classmates from Gakushuin Elementary School responded to the weekly magazine in this way. "Mako is quite a naughty, despite her appearance. When she was in the 3rd grade of elementary school, a classmate was walking down the hallway with a school bag on her back, when Mako suddenly flying kicked her in the back. As a girl crawled on the floor kicked by Mako, she ran away while laughing and giggling. Her parents said, 'Mako is very naughty. That's the image I have of her, so when I saw her on TV, showed up in a dignified manner, I feel so funny.' It is also said when she pushed aside schoolmates who were waiting ahead of her and got into the elevator, as if she thought that since she was a member of the imperial family, people around her should make concession to her. Of course, her kind of behavior is not taught by the imperial family. This is probably due to the poor education and lack of proper discipline in the Akishino family. It is said that Mako and Kei are still having the support from the Consul General of New York in various aspects of their livings, even 1 year after their marriage. Knowing this episode, they must take it granted that they should always receive special treatment." When the various allegations against the Komuro family were reported after Mako and Kei Komuro's unofficial engagement press conference,